All right, welcome back, folks. I'm John with Okie Value Outdoors. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we're used to doing. If anybody's been following the page, they have read that my wife Carrie went in for heart failure and was metaflighted out to the hospital. Now she's back home recovering. We got lucky. Lots of prayers from a lot of the people out there sent to us really helped. So the main cause of her heart failure, we were told, is she had massive amounts of fluid buildup on her heart and in her lungs. And that fluid was caused by excessive amounts of sodium. So now our cooking of our videos is going to take a significant change. We are going to use the least amount of sodium that we can in everything we prepare. And we're going to still try to make it to where it tastes good. So what we got is everything has sodium in it. She's on a restricted diet, which means I am too, because I prepare the food. So we're going to be, it has to be between 1,500 milligrams and 2,300 milligrams. So we're just going to shoot for 1,500, which is actually 500 milligrams per meal at lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if of course, we don't have no sodium in breakfast or lunch, then we can have a little bit more in supper. But anyway, I am going to make chicken parm tonight with no added sodium at all. Now everything has sodium in it. So I'm going to turn around and show you what we're using and tell you how much sodium it has naturally in the product. And then we're going to put this video together and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it. We're going to stay together. I'm going to taste it. And I'm going to be honest with you. And if it doesn't turn out and it doesn't taste good, well, then I'm going to tell you and we're going to move on to something else. And we're going to continue this process until we can find items that taste good but are still heart healthy, low sodium. So I'm going to turn the camera around now. Okay, these are what we're using. These are all our ingredients. So what we got here is panko that we're using right there. That has 55 milligrams of sodium. The flour has 0. The half and half that we're going to use has 15. The chicken breast right there has 45 milligrams of sodium. The eggs, 62 milligrams of sodium per egg. Thank God we're only going to use a little bit. The Parmesan cheese, 55 milligrams, and mozzarella cheese is the biggie. It has 190 milligrams. With the sauce, which I already pre-made the sauce, with the sauce, this entire meal should come out to about 500 milligrams of sodium for the entire dish, and then we'll try to break it down to see how much sodium is actually in each serving. But in the meantime, this is what we got. Garlic powder, panko, oregano, black pepper, thyme, Italian seasoning, onion powder, Cajun two-step, boil booster smashed garlic, olive oil. And then we're going to be using a little bit of parsley at the end when we get it all plated up, or get it all ready to go in the oven. So here's what we got. We got panko, and the reason I chose panko over breadcrumbs is because breadcrumbs have 200 milligrams of sodium in them, and panko only has 55. So we decided to use the low sodium panko, and I added all the seasonings which don't have any sodium in them, and just mixed it all in together. And now our flour has 0 sodium, and then everything in here has 0 sodium. We got black pepper, flour, Cajun two-step, no salt, and the boil booster, which is all seasoning with it has absolutely no salt in it. So that is what we're going to get. We're going to get everything going together, and then I'm going to come back to you, and we're going to start getting this prepared. So in the meantime, I'll get back to you when I get everything ready to go. All right, folks, we're going to get started at this. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this chicken and take the breast. I'm going to kind of square it up a little. Square it up, do that. To make it more uniform, I guess. Now, I'm going to butterfly this. But I'm not going to cut all the way through. I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to try to make it so it's nice and uniform. Okay, there we go. Now, I am going to put it in a bag. And we are going to flatten it out, make it nice and even. We want about an inch or so, I'm guessing. You don't have to kill it. Flip it over. And I'm thinking this is looking pretty good, the way this is right here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, see, that's going to work out real beautiful. So, we got one done. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them done off camera, and I'll come back to you once I get it all done and we start getting them ready prepared. Okay, folks, I got them all done. There was a couple things I forgot when I was doing the last thing. First off, I forgot to put the Parmesan cheese in with the panko. But as you can see, we're using grated Italian style, #1 ingredient, Parmesan cheese. And this has 55 milligrams of sodium. It is the lowest. Regular Parmesan cheese had over 200. So we're going to use this. How is it going to turn out? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit in there. Well, that ought to do right there. That about that much. And then I am going to add a little bit of half and half. Which has 15 milligrams. I'm just going to add a little splash in there. I mean, you can make it any way you want to. There's so many different ways to make this. I'm trying to do it the lowest sodium, but yet I still want it to taste pretty good. Now, these pieces that I cut off, I'm going to use that to test my fryer when we get ready to fry. So, I'm going to mix this up. And I used half and half because milk has like 160, 170 milligrams of sodium. Buttermilk has 200. So I decided that I checked it and I didn't have any sour cream. Otherwise, I'd have taken some sour cream and thinned it up with water and used that. So I just used what I half and half. So we're going to give it a shot. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but you'll be here with me to see how it goes. So that is done. We're going to stir this up. certainly smells good, for sure. This does. Okay, so now I am going to take one, and I'm going to do it in the flour. Press it in. I know they say one hand in, one hand out. I got gloves, you know, and I got more gloves over here. I'll change them. But we're going to get a good coating on that. And we're going to move this away, move this over here. Well, I gotta get a plate or something to put them on. So I'll just lay them on this pan when they're done. Okay. Now we're going to dip it into the egg, half and half mixture. Now if you want to double these or whatever, you can. I'm not going to. I'm just going to do it the way it is. I'll go in here and press it in. I mean, in reality, you see the size of these cutlets. Carrie and I have, for the last, she was in the hospital for 5 days, and so we were on hospital diet for 5 days. I ate what she ate. I can't support her to stick to everything if she doesn't have any support. So I ate what she ate. So to be honest with you, this one cutlet right here is probably going to be more than enough for the both of us. But I'm going to do all three for presentation, and then I'll probably take the other two and send them to my kids tomorrow. But anyway, you can see how that is all done. Now we're going to go on to the second one. Whoops, got ahead of myself. We did a whoopsie there. It's alright, it'll be alright. Okay, we got the flour on. We'll put it in here. This one will just be extra crispy. Which the kids won't seem to mind. There's the second one. And we won't make that mistake again, so go into the flour. And I want to let everybody know I appreciate all the people subscribing, commenting, and sharing the videos. The channel is growing. I just was never once did I expect that we'd have almost 100 subscribers, but we got almost 100 subscribers. So, and I really appreciate to all the people that are subscribed and watching. Okay, so get this done, this last one. They turned out pretty nice. Okay, now we got them all ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to take my gloves off. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. don't know if y'all been watching, but I redid our little cooking area, try to make it better for y'all so you can actually see what we were doing a little bit better. We're learning as we go, so okay. All right, folks. So now we're going to get ready to fry. And I'm going to add a little bit of no salt butter, 0 milligrams of sodium. This is about 1/4 of a stick. I'm going to put that in there. We got our flame going. I like, you can do it whatever. Sometimes I've done it with just olive oil or regular oil, but the times that I've done it before, and I add a little bit of butter in there, the butter just adds a little bit of richness. And what we're trying to do is, because we're using very low sodium and now added sodium, we're trying to get as much flavor as we possibly can. And I believe that the butter this time will add some flavor. Now, I know you all are thinking, well, you're on a heart-healthy diet and you're not supposed to be having butter and all that. No, they did a picture of her heart. They stuck a tube in there and they looked at everything. She is perfectly healthy with no artery blockage or nothing. It was caused by fluid, high blood pressure and fluid on her heart. So the doctor told her, other than sodium, she could pretty much eat what she wants. But it's the sodium that raised the blood pressure that caused her heart for all this fluid to build up on her. When she was in the hospital, she lost, I want to say, I don't have the exact number, but I want to say around 60-some pounds, 67 pounds, something like that, of water weight in 5 days. So anyway, okay, we got the butter melted. Now, we're going to use olive oil. I'm going to pour, I don't know, this pan is, I wanted enough to get enough oil to where we have enough in the center. So, even amount of oil. This table isn't real level. So, I don't know, about 1/4 of a bottle, I guess. And this is a 500 milliliter bottle, 16.9. So I'm going to call that good. Now those pieces of chicken that we cut off, we want this oil to get pretty hot. I don't know the exact temperature that we want. So I'm going to use a piece of this chicken and it'll let me know. Yeah, see, that right there, that's just about ready. And I'll cook up these pieces that I trimmed off. We got some neighborhood cats that come around supper time every night, outside cats. They're strays or whatever, and I like to throw a little bit of food out there for them, you know. Not their fault that somebody's owner wasn't responsible with their cat, and then all of a sudden we got kittens. Not their fault, so I'm just going to, I'll fry this up for the cats outside. My cat that I have, Kitten, she's finicky. She won't eat this. Even though she was a stray that we adopted 10 years ago. She's been with us since she was a little fluff ball. Anyway, that is looking like, it's looking like we're just about there. Okay, now I'm gonna cook these one at a time. I want to do the first one first that I did. This is the one that we're gonna have for supper. I'm gonna put that in there. We're gonna let that go. I'm only gonna cook one of them on camera for y'all. I'll stop it, but I want you to at least see the cooking process. Like I said, I didn't have a temperature on the oil. I just got it hot, and so I don't have a time on them. We're not trying to cook them all the way through. We're just trying to get them to where they're golden brown. They'll finish cooking the rest of the way in the oven. So get me a little spoon over here. Oh, I could use this. No, that's metal. I don't want to use that. Get me a little spoon. Well, that ain't doing no good. That just melted. Well, we'll just continue on what we're doing. Anyway. I forgot to grab a spoon, a plastic spoon. We're going to flip it over. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good right there. So this one is just about done. We'll let that go for a couple of minutes. Okay, so it should be just about there. I need to get me a plate. Don't have one right here. Okay, sorry, I got me a plate. We're going to take this off. It's got a nice crust on it. Oh yeah, that's really nice. We'll turn this down. So I want to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to turn the camera over here a little bit. What I'm going to do right here is I made this meat sauce yesterday. I made it from tomatoes, cooked the tomatoes down, and then when it was ready, added all the spices and everything. No added sodium. By cooking the tomatoes down, I knew that I only had, the only sodium was in it, which was naturally in the tomatoes. And then, of course, whatever was in the hamburger. I know that you don't usually use meat sauce for chicken parm, but we made spaghetti and we made too much, so we're going to use it. So it can only add flavor. So we're just going to put a little bit here, like this. Layer it on the bottom. Spread it out. It's got peppers and onions and garlic, and it's got all kinds of flavor. The sauce is actually, I was really super impressed by making it straight from tomatoes, how well it turned out, and how much flavor it had. Okay, so we got a little layer on the bottom. Now I'm going to add the chicken in there. And it looks like we're going to have enough in there for one pan, and then we're going to have to put the second one on the top. But anyway, I'll get back to you. I'm going to get the rest of these fried up, and then we'll get it put back together. And when I'm putting it together, I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Okay, we got them cooked up. Now for the next step, we're gonna lightly sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on top. And then we're going to take this one, and I guess we're just going to kind of overlap it in there like that. We'll sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on there. Okay, now, I don't like my chicken Parmesan smothered in sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit, just a little bit on there. Kind of like that. Just kind of dab it around. And of course we're going to have the part that is underneath that one, it won't have any on it, but so we're just going to do a little bit. We still got a lot of sauce left. I guess I'm going to freeze it so we can have spaghetti another day or whatever. But there we go. We got it all covered up. I got the oven preheating to the 350. Now I got to go get the highest sodium content item of this whole dish. Okay, so we got mozzarella cheese, and this mozzarella cheese has 190 milligrams per 1/4 cup. So I literally measured 1/4 cup, and this is all that's going on this because of the high sodium content of this cheese. So I may not even use it all. I may not need it all. But we're just going to lightly put it on there. Cheese is one of our favorite items. We just really, really like cheese. So had no idea how much sodium was in cheese. So it's really hard to cut back without it, but okay, so I used, about 1/8 of a cup. So half of 190 is 80 milligrams of sodium with the cheese on there. So we're still doing pretty good. I'm aiming for this each serving to have about 500 milligrams of sodium. Is what I've guesstimated they should have. So that one cutlet should have 500 milligrams of sodium in the entire cutlet. And then when we cut it in half, each one of us should have about 250 milligrams of sodium. So that's where we're going to go. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in the oven. It's going to cook for about 30 to 40 minutes. And I'll come back to you and when I pull it out and it's done. All right, folks. It's been in the oven for about 30 minutes. Okay, and we're getting ready to make a plate. I brought out everything I needed to get it. So there was a certain one. Now we're going to have it over spaghetti. This is wheat spaghetti that has 0 sodium. We put unsalted butter to lubricate it up a little bit. So here I'm gonna try to pull. I don't have my gloves no more, but we're the ones eating this, so I'm going to put this on a plate. Oh wow, I just pulled all the cheese off of that one. That's all right, I don't think the kids will mind. But anyway, I got a knife. See, I like, see how only part of it has the sauce on it? So, that's the kind of way I like it. And then, we're gonna take it. We got a half a cutlet there. And half a cutlet right here. And I'm going to give you all a bite. Okay. Okay. The absence of salt definitely shows up. I'm not saying that it's bad, but you got to get used to the no salt portion of it. I'm going to take another bite because I want to get apart and see with some pasta. No, I can get used to this. It's a change. It is a change from having to go from having something that had a lot of sodium to a very low sodium. But it is good. That's all I'm going to say. And that's what we're going to have for supper. And I hope you liked the video. And if you did, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment if you think I should have done something differently, or if you had an idea how we can make this without salt. I'd appreciate any help I can get from y'all. So until the next one, peace, we're out. Alright folks, I'm going to give you a little update on the video. We made the chicken Parmesan. Okay, I wasn't real impressed. The low sodium version just didn't taste I mean, it tasted good. It just was missing some salt. So I put it in the refrigerator and was like, I'm just gonna scrap the idea. But we pulled the leftovers out and out of the refrigerator after they sat for a day, and then we warmed them back up for supper, for leftovers for supper. And I'm gonna tell you what, after sitting in the refrigerator for one day, the sauces and everything got married into the chicken, and it was extremely good. I was about ready to scrap the idea, but so, now if you're gonna make a low sodium dish and you plan on eating it that same night, you might get the same reaction because your body is so used to salt. But if you put it in the refrigerator and you just let it sit and let all the flavors get married together and then warm it back up, oh my, it was amazing last night. It was so amazing that I wanted to do an update on that video. Thank you, and y'all have a great day. Like, subscribe, and check out some of our other videos.